What's up guys, Top Tutor here. So in this tutorial we're gonna see how we can create a simple comment functionality using Livewire and Laravel. So this was told by the Laravel's creator Taylor Otwell as well, that you should use Livewire on forms. So this is very easy, you should not be scared, and I will walk through all the steps on how you can create a comment functionality using Livewire. So first, let's take a look on what we are gonna create. So you see this is a comment form and this is a blog post. This is a dummy blog post. You can see all the text right here and it has no comments. So let's comment something. Let's say I want to comment using this mail and my name and then some text. So let's generate some text. So let's say we have generated 200 characters for this comment and let's paste it right here. Let's hit on submit and you can see that the count is all working, the comment is showing, everything is showing. Even you can reply to this comment. So let's click on reply and you can see it will show you the name and then the form. So if you just click on this icon right here, the name will be gone and it will no longer be a reply. So in order to reply, you can click this button. You can see the name will show. So now let's reply to this comment. It's John Wick. Then let's say replying to this comment. So as soon as we hit submit, this counter will change, the reply will be shown on the screen. So let's hit submit. You can see the reply is showing on the screen and you can see there's a space right here. It's because it's a reply. So let's reply to this comment one more time. So hit the reply once again like this, replying to John Wick, you can see. So let's reply with, let's say, Bruce Wayne chauffeur@mail.com. Let's say reply, let's say just reply 3 because it's number 3. Okay, so let's hit the submit button and as you can see it's up here, the reply is showing, the counter is showing, everything is showing. So this is what we are going to build. It's very easy, trust me. It will not take much time. You don't have to use Vue.js, React.js on your website to do this. You can do this simply using Livewire. So let's dive into it. Okay guys, so welcome back. So the first thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our project into a code editor and into a browser. So as you can see, I have opened them. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create some Livewire components. So to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our project folder and we're gonna open a terminal. So you can open the terminal using the VS Code, terminal, or you can use an external terminal. So in this case, I'm gonna use an external terminal. So after opening the terminal, the first thing what we should do is we have to create a Livewire component. So to do that, we have to type php artisan make /Livewire and then we have to specify the component's name. So in this case, we are gonna create a comment functionality on our blog post. So we can just type blog.show. Now we could also type post.show, but I have already created that, so that's why we're gonna use blog blog.show. After that, you should press enter. You can see the components have created. It will create two components. One is a class and another is a blade file. So first let's open the class. To open the class, go to your project folder, go to app, http, Livewire, and then your component's name. So we will build blog.show. So you will see there is our show class. Then we should open up our blade file. So go to our blade files directory, resources, views, and then our component's name, which was blog show. Make sure you are inside the Livewire folder too. Oh, sorry, this folded by accident. Okay, and before going on, I just want to say one thing, that is, always use a parent div while you are working with Livewire. You should remember that, or you will come across some problems in the future. Just want to let you know. So in order to show our blog post, we have to open our route file. So just go to our web.php right here. So after opening the routes file, what we should first do is create a route, simple route. So we just want to show our blog post, so we can just create a get route. So we will just copy one of the routes from here. So we're just gonna paste it right here. So you can see it's a simple route. We're gonna show our blog post in this route. So we're gonna just type blog dash post right here and a slash, and after that we're gonna pass in our post. After that we're gonna use a class that we just created. So we created this class. The class name is show. You can just copy it and paste it right here, and then we're gonna type double colon and class. After we have just done that, we have to import this class. So you can just right click on it and click on import class. We're gonna select our class. In this case it's blog show. So we're gonna just click on it right here. And you can, if we go up, you will see that we have imported this class right here. So now we can just use this class with the name show. It may create some problems, so we're gonna just say after importing the class, we're gonna just say else, and we're gonna just say blog show, or any name you want. You can specify here any name you want. After that, just copy this name and use it right here. It's gonna work. And we're gonna name this route blog show like that. Okay, so you can see we have created our route. We can just go to blog post and then the route. So if we go here, so now if we go here into our website, we can just go into the URL and paste our route, and inside this variable we can just use an ID, let's say 1. So you can see there's nothing to show here. It's because we haven't write any code in our blade file. So first of all, what we should do is we have to get this post and we have to pass it into our view. But you can see we didn't use any controller. So what should we do? The first thing what we should do is we have to go inside this class right here, and we have to get the post from this URL right here. So how do we do it? So to get the post from the route, we should first create a public variable on top of our class. So just say public and then just name it post, and then we have to use a function, Livewire function called mount. in basic PHP it's called construct, so this is Livewire and we have to use their function. So let's create a function and name it mount, like that. So you can see we have created a public function named mount. So in the function we're gonna pass this post in here. So we're gonna type the model class. So in our case it's post, blog post, and then we're gonna just say post. So after that we're gonna make this post available to this variable right here. So we're gonna just type $this post equals to this post right here. And by the way, if you don't understand what I'm doing here, you should learn the PHP, basic PHP, if you don't know about any of this. Just want to make it clear. So now our blog post is available in this post variable. And now if we go to our blade file and just say post name, like that. Okay, let's see, and you can see we are getting the title. So now I have already created all the layouts, so we're gonna just use the basic layout for this. So we're gonna go to our, so we're gonna paste this layout. So in this case this is our layout. So as you can see we have pasted our layout, and if we go in the browser and refresh it one more time, oops, sorry, the variable is not found. Okay, as you can see the variables are not showing. It's because I have used another layout and all the variables were available in that layout, in that file. So first thing we should make it work. You can see that all comments count is not available and many others. We're gonna make this available. So as you can see that just as I reloaded the page, we're getting some error and it's showing that the variable is not found. It's because I have used another layout. So I'm going to delete all the variables. We're going to just use the comment form in this case. Okay, so we're going to delete all the junk files. We're going to just click this form, this comment box, and we're going to delete everything else. So the first thing that we should do is we should get our all comments count. So how should we do it? So we can just go inside our class and we can just make a variable like this, and then we're gonna name it all comments count. Here we're gonna just say, and we're gonna just say all comments count is equal to 5, but it's not 5. So we're gonna just go here and refresh it and see that the comments are not available. So we're gonna create another variable named comments. So like that, and then comments, we're gonna all these comments like that, and an empty array. So as you can see, our view is pretty much done. It's saying 5 comments, but it's not actually 5 comments. If you just make it 0 in here and then reload the page, it will show 0, and we're gonna make it blank. The reason we're making it blank because at initial it should be blank. Okay, so you can see when I make it blank, there's nothing showing here. But don't worry, we're gonna use an actual comment count. So first we must get all the post comments and count here. So to do that, I have already created. So as you can see, I have written some code for the all comments count variable. So how are we getting this count? So first we are getting our post $this, and then in our post this variable right here. Inside this post we have a relation named all comments, and we're counting it using Laravel function. You can use any Laravel function, query, anything you want in the Livewire class. So as soon as you do it and reload the page, you can see there's 3 comments, because in the original blog post there was 3 comments we just made at the start of our video. So there's that. Okay, and now the comments. Okay, so so we're gonna pass in some comments. So what we're gonna do is just write in some code. So we're gonna say $this post, our main post variable, and we're gonna just say comments. It's some relation on the main post model. Sorry. If you just reload the page, you can see all our comments are now showing. Great. So now we are here for the main purpose of the video on how we should create comments and show it right here. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the first thing what we should do is we should take all our form fields into a variable. So for instance, the first field is name, so we should make it a variable, public variable, and give it a name. So in this case it's name, $name, then email. So just make all the variables for this, for all the fields. So you can see I have created 4 variables for 4 of the fields in the form. Okay, so now we have to bind these fields to these variables. To do that, we have to go into our blade file, and we have to use a special blade syntax made by Livewire, which is wire model, and then you should put the name of the variable. So this is the name field, as you can see, so we should use our name variable and put it right here, and we have to do this for all the fields. So as you can see, I have bind all those variables with the Livewire. So now if I reload this page and go to the console and then click on this network tab right here, and then type something, you can see it's making a request to the server. That means it's working. If it doesn't make any request to the server, then that means something isn't working. And as I said before, make sure you're using a parent div, because it's a very common issue. Okay, so now that all the fields are bind with the Livewire, what we can do is we can start validation. So to validate data in Livewire, we have to use a protected variable which is called rules. So it will contain all the array of all the rules. So let's make a simple rule right here for the name variable. So let's say it's required, and let's make it required. Okay, so now if we submit this form, we will get the error, but to do that we have to first use another Livewire syntax. So the syntax is right here, wire column submit.prevent and then your function name. Now we haven't created any function called submit, so let's create it now. So we'll go into our class, we will make a function called submit, and in here we will say $this and validate like that. Okay, so this will validate the data when we submit the form. So let's check it out. Let's open our network tab, and so as you can see, we have made this name field required right here. Okay, so now let's submit the form. Just click on submit, and this returned a response, and you can see there is the error, the name field is required. So in order to show this error in the client side, we have to use a Livewire syntax on our blade file. So the syntax is very simple, it's almost the same as Laravel's. It's this, you can see you have to use the syntax @error and then the name of the field or the variable, and inside that just the message. So if we try that again and hit and submit, you can see the error is showing. It's as simple as that. So now let's add validation to all our forms. So as you can see, I have added all the validations to this form. So now we have to store this comment in our database. So how do we do that? So it's very easy, it's the same as you do in Laravel. So we just have to make let's say another variable, and let's submit comment inside the submit function obviously, and then in here just say new comment, which is your model. So after that, let's close it, you can see. So now let's add fields. So now let's add data to this model. So now if we go to our database and open this comment table, you can see there is all the fields, and let's say if we have to set the name field, we just say it like this, we just code it like this, comment this, and then we have to use this name variable. So $this name like that. Okay, so let's do this for all the fields. Okay, so as you can see, I have write all the codes to save the comment in our database. So now we have to sync this comment to our post. So basically I have created a polymorphic many-to-many relation. For my case, you can use a different relation as you wish. So to save this comment, all I have to do is use this code. So it's just saying, so this post, $this post, which is this variable right here, it has a comments relationship, and then we have to use the save function and we have to save this comment. That's it. So now let's submit a comment. So we will use dummy data. So after we click on submit, you can see I think it worked. So let's check our database, and you can see that the comment is right here. Here is it. Okay, so now that it's done, now let's improve our UI functionality. And you can see that, okay, so now the comment is stored in our database. Now we just have to improve some things. So the first thing we should do is update this counter, and we will show our comments right here, and we'll empty these form fields. Okay, so first let's update this comment counter. So it's pretty simple. Okay, so in order to update the comment counter right here, we just have to write 2 lines of code, which is pretty simple. So just these 2 lines of code. So the first thing is you have to find or get the post or your article using the post ID we got from the initial page load. So this variable, and we're getting the ID from this variable. So we just have to get the post one more time, and then we have to update our comment counter from the new post. Okay, so let's try to make a new comment. As you can see, they're showing 4 comments. So now if we just use a new comment, okay, so if we hit on submit, you can see the loading is done, and if we go up here, it's saying 5 comments, but it's still not showing right here, and we will fix that, which is also pretty simple. So if we go here, we just have to write another line of code. Which is this. So what we did was we updated our comments variable right here. So with the new comments, in case you didn't know, we are looking through this comment variable in our blade file right here. Okay, right here for each, you can see. So yeah, we are assigning new data to the variable once again. So now let's make another comment, and as you can see, there is this new comment. So now let's try to submit another comment with a different name, obviously. So like that. Okay, we are using a different name, and when we click on submit, here it is. Wow, it's working. So you can see that you don't need to use any external JavaScript framework for this simple task. So now let's do some improvements to our UI. So the first thing is we have to empty all this field when we click on submit, which is very simple. We just have to use a Livewire function, which is this code right here. So let's put this line of code after we just submitted our comment. Okay, now let's submit another comment and let's see if it's working or not. So just type in a name, Bruce Wayne, and then a comment and then a website, and if you hit on submit, you can see all the fields are empty and the comment is updated. Fine, which is what we needed. Okay, but what if user wants to reply to a comment? How do we make that relation? Okay, so as you can see in my database, I have a field called parent ID, which is nullable as default. You can see right here. Okay, so now let's say I want to make this comment, Bruce Wayne's comment, to reply to this comment. So how do you do that? All we have to do is just update the parent ID field in our database. So if you go in the database, you can see this comment. We just add a parent ID. So we want to make this reply to this comment, so we just type in the ID, which is 10. We click on enter, and if we reload this page, you can see it's now a reply to this comment. Okay, so let's make this functionality more user friendly. When we will hit reply, it will show the name right here. Okay, and when we click on submit, it will actually be a reply to this comment. So to do that, we have to go to our blade file right here. Okay, so I am using partials to show my comments, as you can see right here. So if you don't understand how am I looping through the comments and using partials, you should watch some beginner tutorials for Laravel. So I'm not here to explain those stuff. Okay, so if we go inside our partials folder, which is right here, and we will just click on the comment body, and here you can see we have our reply button right here. This reply button is the same reply button. Okay, so when we will click on this reply button right here, it will store the parent ID of the comment in our file. So how do we do that? So we will use a Livewire function, which is this wire : click, and inside the string you have to specify a function. So I still haven't created this function yet, but I will do it in a moment. And you can see inside this function right here, we are passing the comment ID. Okay, so let's create this function inside our class. We go right here, just type in the function name, and you can see we are passing a comment ID here. So we have to make this available in our code. So you just type it like this, comment ID. Okay, so first we have to make two global variables. So the first one is the user's name. So when you click on reply, we will show this name right here using that variable. Okay, so that's that. And another one is for the comment ID, the parent ID, as I said earlier. So let's make it. So I have already created the variable for the name to store the parent's name. Now we will make another one. I'm gonna simply name it reply, which will store the parent ID. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the comment, or we're gonna get the comment when we pass the comment ID from here. Okay, so we just make a variable named comment, and we just say comment, which is the model name, and we type find this comment ID. Okay, cool. You can use find or fail if you want. Okay, so after we get the comment into this variable, we have to update our global variables, these two variables right here. So we do it like this. So we are saying that when we will click this reply button, it will pass in the parent ID, and then we will get the comment from the parent ID, and then we will update these two global variables. One's gonna store the name and the other one's is gonna store the ID. Okay, so that's pretty simple, you can see. So now we are gonna write in some condition, which is pretty much saying that if the variable is available right here, so it was empty at the start, but now we are updating it. So when it's available, it's gonna echo the variable. So let me show you. So now if I reload the page and click on this reply button, you can see it's showing me the name. And by the way, when I'm clicking on this reply buttons, you can see it scrolls me down, which is a simple JavaScript function. I will share all the codes in the description of this video, you can check them out. Okay, so you can see the name is showing, so that means our codes is now working. Okay, so now what I have done is, if we look into the codes, you can see I have commented out this line. So let's remove the comment. You can see I'm just saying the parent ID of the comment right here to the reply variable that we just updated. Okay, so after that it's gonna save the comment. It's a pretty simple code. If you know Laravel queries, you will know what I meant. So let's reload the page. Okay, let's click on this reply. So Bruce Wayne, you can see. So I'm going to use Sparkant random email and then some code, and when we hit submit, you can see the reply showing, the counter is working. You can see all the replies are showing side by side, just like a real world application. Okay, so the code is pretty much done. So now the last thing is, when the user click on this cross button right here, it will remove this replying to tag. So how do we do it? Okay, so let's go to the comments again. you can see that when the user will click on this icon, this X icon, it will fire a function which is this right here, remove reply. We still haven't created this function yet, so let's create this function. Let's go here and just type in this function, remove reply, which is simply gonna update our global variables right here to an empty string like before. So that, okay, so let's do it once again. So let's click on reply right here, and if we just click on this button, you can see it's gone. It's pretty simple, you can see. Let's try to submit another comment. Let's say who can I say, Donald Trump, and just dummy data. If we hit on submit, you can see the comment is submitted right here. And you can also, empty this variable from here. When we submit the comment, you can just make this empty just by putting this same 2 lines of code right here. That's it. It's pretty simple. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. Please forgive me if I made a mistake. This is my first video on YouTube. I tried my best. I will try to make better videos in the future. Thank you.